And not just evidence in the form of someone saying that there's corruption.
Groups of people that are getting some of these payments, they're ridiculous. And we're talking about billions of dollars that we've already found. We found fraud and abuse.
So who can say in their right mind that they didn't foresee this all coming, with many more on the way? But in this instance, you have more than a dozen state attorneys generals challenging Elon Musk in what they consider to be unconstitutional in regards to the authority that he has with DOGE. Never mind the fact that the people that are on his team are all a bunch of 19 to 25-year-olds.
What?
He has access to personal and sensitive information in the form of bank account numbers and social security numbers. He makes the call, tells Trump to freeze something, it gets frozen. Example, USAID.
There was no other way.
An agent of USAID. My uncle started USAID in 1961 for humanitarian purposes, to put our country on the side of the poor. It has been captured by the military-industrial complex. It has become a sinister propagator of totalitarianism and war across the globe. And very few people understand how sinister this agency really is. And President Trump saw that, and he stood up to it with a masterstroke. And we want to do the same thing with the institutions that are stealing the health of our children. We need a revolutionary figure, and you are that figure, and I'm very grateful for you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, and to all the pushback that I've been seeing, I don't think anyone has actually made the argument that they're not willing to fight corruption if corruption is present. I think in all actuality, the only thing they've asked for is just a little bit of evidence, and not just evidence in the form of someone saying that there's corruption.
Now, one thing also that Elon hasn't really mentioned are the groups of people that are getting some of these payments. They're ridiculous. And we're talking about billions of dollars that we've already found. We found fraud and abuse. I would say those two words as opposed to the third word that I usually use, but in this case, fraud and abuse. It's abusive because most of these things are virtually made up, or certainly money shouldn't be sent to them. And you know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. So, but we're talking about tens of billions of dollars that we've already found. And now a judge who's an activist judge wants to try and stop us from doing this. Why? Why would they want to do that? I campaigned on this. I campaigned on the fact that I said government is corrupt. And it is very corrupt. It's very, very, it's also foolish. As an example, a man has a contract for 3 months and the contract ends, but they keep paying him for the next 20 years, because nobody ends a contract. You got a lot of that. You have a contract that's a three-month contract. Now, normally, if you're in a small, in all fairness, it's the size of this thing is so big. Yeah. But if you have a contract and you're in a regular business, you end the contract in 3 months. It's a consultant. Here's a contract for 3 months, but it goes on for 20 years. And the guy doesn't say that he got money for 20 years, They don't say it. They just keep getting checks month after month. And you have various things like that, and even much worse than that, actually, much worse. And I guess you call that incompetence, maybe. Yeah. It could be corruption. It could be deals made on both sides, where the guy gets the money, he kicks. I think there's a lot of kickback here. I see a lot of kickback here.
There's a lot of kickbacks.
A tremendous kickback, because nobody could be so stupid to give out some of these contracts, so he has to get a kickback.
All the kickbacks, all people have really ever just asked for are just specifics, because it almost seems like what they're doing is they see one house in a town that's on fire, so they're evacuating the entire city. So you have these lawsuits that were filed in a federal court in Washington, D.C., which says that the actions taken by Musk at the helm of DOGE can only be taken by a nominated and Senate-confirmed official. It cites constitutional provisions that delineate the powers of Congress and the president. The Attorney General said that the court should bar Musk from issuing orders to anyone in the executive branch, namely Donald Trump, outside of DOGE, and declare that his actions have no legal effect.
Denied?
So in short, what they're saying is that no one elected Elon Musk. He's not a part of the government. He's not a government official. He has a special authorization, but still he has no clearance to the things that he has access to. Nothing in his position, nor the people that are working under him, have any clearance by Congress. And he certainly hasn't been nominated to anything, and he's definitely not Senate confirmed. So in a nutshell, he's becoming a habitual line stepper, and the people around him are just continuously advocating for what it is that he's doing without any kind of pushback.
And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look, because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
I'm so curious on what a $47,000 transgender opera looks like in Colombia.
Right.
Can I get a name of said opera, or can I get a name of the comic book at least? So some of the attorney generals that are all teaming up against Elon Musk in some of these places will not surprise you. To invalidate his directives and actions to issue a restraining order, you're looking at the following: the Michigan Attorney General, Arizona, New Mexico, California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nevada, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington. All of them have teamed up to form Voltron. All of them have teamed up against DOGE.
Joined 13 other states, 2 with Republican governors, in suing Elon Musk today, calling his role in DOGE an unconstitutional and unprecedented appointment of power in the federal government. It's a charge the White House has denied. The lawsuit argues Musk's appointment violates the Appointments Clause of the Constitution, which requires Congress to create offices and the U.S. Senate to approve principal officers. The White House has appointed Musk as a special government employee and has said his appointment follows federal laws. Now, that lawsuit says, quote, Musk executes the president's agenda by exercising virtually unchecked power across the entire executive branch, making decisions about expenditures, contracts, government property, regulations, and the very existence of federal agencies, end quote. While Musk has not responded to the lawsuit yet, one constitutional law professor from Northwestern University disagrees and says that Musk's appointment is legal, as many presidents hire consultants to review expenditures and advise. He says President Obama created the U.S. digital service, in which DOGE is renamed after. He also argues it's unclear what decision-making power Musk is actually flexing, as a lot of his activity hasn't been disclosed. We will see how this progresses.
Now, based off what they said, if he's just working as a consultant, it seems that the things that he's actually consulting on have no real specifics. It simply just comes as a cut.
Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
And that is one of the issues that I believe everyone is having with this. In short, a restraining order to stay the hell away. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.
In this case, fraud and abuse. It's abusive because most of these things are virtually made up, or certainly money shouldn't be sent to them. And you know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. So, but we're talking about tens of billions of dollars that we've already found.